Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of Subnautica. I just want to preface this by saying that I have played for a few hours off camera just to do some of the grinding type things, which I'll show you, and also so that we don't have this series going on forever, because it will be very long if I do them all in 20-minute to half an hour episodes. So in the effort of kind of speeding that along, I did a fair amount of stuff off camera, played a few times in between now and the last video, and I'll just show you some of what I've done, and then I'll tell you what we're going to do for today. So the first thing you notice is that I have expanded my base a little bit, and there is actually power now, so you can see that I've got the solar panels on these ones. That's a thermal plant. It is in the red because it's not particularly hot where I set my base. You can see it's at 23, so it's not very efficient. It's not working very well. You want it to be in an area that's quite warm. So my base isn't in a warm area, so that's not really going to work. You see I got the moon pool down here as well now. I took everything out of my base up there, which took a long time. And I'll show you also what I've got inside too, which also took a long time. But now everything's down here. We don't really need to go back to the life pod anymore. So we'll go. You can see I've got power now.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
You'll see at the top it says that the total is 475, but at the moment I've got like 108, 109. It's going up. So you can see I've got all these storages around here. So I've done a lot of resource gathering. So you can see there's titanium, this one's copper, silver, gold, and there's more down there. I'll show you. I've got this little area set up because I'm gonna, when I get the nuclear power, or even the other power, it depends which I want to go. The other power, which escapes me at the moment. Probably going right past it. It's like thermal power, but it's different. Bioreactor, sorry. Which, the only problem with that is that I have to put organic material in here, so the plants and stuff. So it does require a bit of work, whereas if I get nuclear, it will just run. So you can see I've got set up a little room here. It's going to have, so it's got battery chargers on this side. When I get the bigger batteries, I'm going to set them up there too. This is the water filtration, which I told you is fantastic because it makes water for you. You don't have to grind that out. Put a fabricator here on the wall. This side here goes into the moon pool, so you can see I've still got the upgrade facility there. There's the Seamoth. Going to here, I've got more storage. So you can see lead, lithium, diamond. I've got some rubbish in both of these two, which just needs to be sorted. It's not really rubbish, but just needs to be sorted. It's not sorted yet. Magnetite, quartz, ruby. I've got the modification station here, which I'll just talk about in just a sec as well. And then I've just started this other one, and this should be enough storage, I think, once I set up this one too. So I should have also done this a very, very long time ago, done the modification station. I just needed the power. But two of the things in here were extremely easy, and I could have done a long time ago, which was my ultra high capacity tank, which you can now see if you look at my oxygen level. It's at 225 instead of 125 or whatever it was before, 175. And the other one was the fin upgrades. I should have done the ultra glide fins a long time ago as well. I also now have the blueprint for the repulsion cannon, which I will show you how I got it. Or not, don't need to show you, but I can talk about how you got it. I have been back to the Aurora. And I've got none of these yet, but I will get onto them because of the first thing that we're going to do today. So if I head outside, alright, as I said, I have been back to the Aurora, and we're going to go back there in just a sec as well for what should be the last time. But I managed to get, because I think last time we were missing the laser cutters, so I couldn't quite get into the last room. But I did that last time, except I also needed the propulsion cannon, which I didn't bring with me, so I have to go back just to finish the last room off. But what I did get when I was there is I got enough blueprints for the prawn suit. So what I just did off camera as well is I just got all the resources ready for the prawn suit, so I can show you straight away. We're pretty close to the Cyclops too. I went to a few life pods, and we've got the, I'll just show you that too. For the for the Cyclops. We've got the whole blueprint, the bridge blueprint, and we're still just 2 off the engine blueprint, and then we should have enough to be able to do the Cyclops. And that's when we can actually start to go out to the really far biomes that we'll spend a lot of time in. So what I want to do with the prawn suit, I'm going to make it for you, and then probably off camera I'll start to get some more resources and stuff so that I can do some of the upgrades. Like for example, I cannot do this one yet because we haven't got kyanite, but that's one of the last biomes we'll ever get to. Things like this, we also haven't got crystalline sulfur or nickel ore. We could do the torpedo arm, not super interested in that. Definitely want the jet and the mining one, which we don't have yet, so we can go mine those big sets of resources. And also there's one with the like a grappling gun that shoots out, and that's super useful to get into areas because the prawn suit can get stuck when you get down into super deep. But we will need the depth ones too. So this one I can almost get. We can do the ruby, but we can't do the nickel ore. But I'm not actually going to use the prawn suit today. I just want to show you. I just want to make it for you, and then we're going to head over to the Aurora, and I'll show you where the blueprints were, and I'll show you the last couple of rooms in there too. All right, so here we go.
It is normal when first piloting a prawn suit to feel a sense of limitless power. Prawn operators receive weeks of training to counteract this phenomenon. You will have to make do with self-discipline.
Alright, there we go. And it's going to sink straight to the bottom. This is why I made sure that my vehicle bay wasn't over the top of my base. Or is it not going to keep sinking? Surely. No? Okay, it's just going to sit there. Anyway, here we go. Now, once I'm in it, we'll sink. Ooh. Alright, and this is why the grappling and the jetpack is super useful, because it walks on the ground. So for me to get anywhere in it, like this is its normal jump, right, which is pretty good. In fact, I'm very surprised at how far it went. But you can see we're only, 100 meters down, and it got me almost to the surface. Imagine when we start going down even further. But you can see it's got a depth of 900 meters already. And yes, there are biomes that are way deeper than that. So I definitely need the depth upgrades. And more importantly, I need the jetpack and I need the grappling. Because you can see at the moment, we just got this with our hands. Already comes with a storage, which is excellent. So you can see it's got quite a big storage, which is good. But that's where all the mining resources that we go there. It's also got power cells instead of batteries now. So these are the big ones that I was talking about. I need a charger in there because this uses power cells. The Cyclops also uses power cells. So I want to get some upgrades for this. I will probably start to do that off camera. And then I'll try and get the grappling arm and the mining arm as well, if I can.
100 meters. Oxygen efficiency decreased.
Alright, on our way over, I will probably also just... I'm going to jump in here. Talk to you about a couple of the other things I did. Oops. Alright, so... I'm just going to have a bit of water. I did go to a couple of life pods, as I said. Mostly I was just resource gathering. So I didn't do too much to progress the story. I think there's a message waiting for me, actually. So I did go to a couple of life pods that I had, one or two that I'd already been to, and as well as a couple of wrecks to try and search for these blueprints, but there was definitely one new one. There wasn't too much there, except for a couple of PDAs that kind of explain the story of what happened to the Aurora, which I'll bring up now. This is why at the start of the series also I tried to not build as many of these lockers as I want, because now they just sit here empty and there's nothing really I can do with it. So it is a bit of a waste of resources, but that's fine too. Right, so you can see nothing in here. I've got a couple of things left in here, particularly the purple tablet I need to remember is here. The rest I don't really need. Let's just listen to the message.
This is Altera HQ. This may be your only communications window. We can't send a rescue ship all the way out there, so Aurora, you're just gonna have to meet us halfway. We've uploaded blueprints to the ship's computer.
Sandwich run, you in?
Yeah, give me a second. Black box data shows the high security terminal in the captain's quarters is still functional.
Becky's leaving like in 5 minutes.
All right, tell Becky I'll just take the regular.
The regular.
Yeah, she'll know what I mean. The code should
And
be...
if she doesn't,
Just tell her the regular, dude.
okay.
The
If I
code...
say regular, she's like, what's the regular? I have to come all the way back up here.
The code should be 2679. The regular's just a ham and cheese.
Okay, would you just say ham and cheese?
Ham and cheese.
Okay.
Okay. So that should hopefully help. I think the captain's quarters, we haven't been there. So that should be able to show. So this is the last last episode where the Sunbeam turned up to try and rescue us. I had this little message where I don't think it will show you the visual, so it's hard to tell. Alright, but this wasn't through the radio. This was something popped up like on my screen, like it had eyes. So it was a animal or fish of some sort, and it popped up and was speaking to me. It says, "What are you?" I did, when I was doing my play to try and get some resources, I did get to a dangerous area. Gave me a warning about multiple Leviathan. This was a data. I tried to get some data. It said it was corrupted. This was one of the new biomes. It was it's a mushroom biome, and I went inside like the main one, which is the root system, and it says it's just like a cave. This is one of the new life pods that I went to. There was nothing there apart from a couple of PDAs, which I'll just show you in a second. I had to find it. It didn't tell me where it actually was. Here we go. And it had the PDA. It had the repulsion cannon there. Then I had this really interesting one here.
Playing partially translated broadcast.
9 new biological subjects designated. Mode. Hunting. Analyzing. Sharing subject locations with other agents.
Alright, and then this is today. Now this kind of sounds a bit weird, but it fits with the story when I go to the logs of what we were looking at. That's the one we just got today. So this was transmission of LifePod 4, which I went and found. It just gave you a clue about what reference point is next to it. So you could just see where it was in relation to the Aurora. So I found it, and luckily it was on the surface, so that was fine. What I'm looking for is there was a black box recording from the Aurora. I must have gone past it because I'm sure it's here. If I can't find it, that's fine. There's just too many of these, but I just wanted to talk about... Oh, here, it's right here. I've gone right past it. So it basically tells us the timeline of what happened to the Aurora. So it's trying to slingshot around the planet. This is the high velocity energy pulse, which we now know is the gun that shot the ship down, like it did for the Sunbeam. The emergency distress was set to Altera, which was that message that we just heard, was their reply. Talks about how the life pods were sent. You can see life pods 1 to 25 were launched successfully. I mean, you can read the rest. I won't go through the whole thing. You can see emergency gas masks received from 8 life pods on planet, which means 8 life pods landed successfully. But then it says 8 hours after the crash, human life signs detected. 1, which is obviously us. And then you can just see basically the end of the ship, or it stopped working. Sorry. The other, here we go. The other missions that they had, the orders that were a bit secret, as you can see. They were actually trying to look for the gassy survivors. So we know that's the 3 people, Bart, Paul, and I'm forgetting the woman's name. But they actually had, in the Aurora, there was actually this person called Jockey Kassar, who was sent to start to look for these people. So you can see they were meant to do a slingshot maneuver, which was the start of the black box recording, and then look for them. And you can see this is kind of explains why we've got all these vehicles and blueprints and stuff, because they were on board the ship, because they were meant to go out and look for these people, which we've got all their logs from, but they don't know what happened to them because the logs never left here. So we just got this one as well. Tells us the code for the captain's quarters. So I think that's part of the last... I know it's definitely the crew quarters is the last part left, and I think the captain's quarters is there as well. So we'll need that in just a second. Alright, I will meet you over there. I'll stop recording here and I'll come back in just a sec. Alright, so as you can see, I'm almost to the back of the Aurora. I just want to explain some of the things I did. So I've left the beacons on just to show you. So the 3 life pods I did off camera, I went to this one, which was carrying that high priority passenger, which was the guy who was sent to look for the Degassi survivors. This, you can see this life pod, which is actually upside down. You can see there is life pod 4, so the one that I had to find just using the picture of its location in relation to the Aurora. And then the last one I went to was one I think we've had for a while, but I didn't go to it because it's in a dangerous area. But I did go to it after I went to the Aurora. And I actually got quite beat up. And I know that we've seen, and I wonder if we'll see it today. I know we've seen the Reaper Leviathan in this area. There we go. Wasn't actually the Reaper Leviathan that got me. There's a bunch of smaller, but still larger than me, animals down there, or sea creatures down there, that a couple of which attacked me while I was down there getting resources. So this one doesn't seem very far away. It's less than 500 meters and it's only 250 meters down, but dangerous area there. And obviously this guy's very scary. The point about Life Pod 4 too, one of the blueprints it had on it was a beacon, which is meant to distract the Reapers. I don't need to just stay here while we do this, I can keep going. And they said that they were going to try and get back to the ship and use the beacons, and basically said, if I've miscalculated and the beacons don't actually last as long as I think they are, then you won't see me on the ship. So obviously that's what happened to him. So I went in this bottom entrance just to show you what I did off camera, and I'm pretty sure we must have gone this way before, but I feel stupid for it. There was a PDA just in here which had the code to the lab, which is right here. And the lab didn't have too many interesting things, but it did have a PDA and it had a recording from here too about stuff. So, can't believe I didn't find that. But then what it did do as well, so it doesn't really matter, but the laser cutters for here is what I actually wanted to do, which I did. So I went through here. And through this way. No, back down here. Then I've got to go through these pipe system, which is fun except for when you get to avoiding the electricity. Okay, can't go through there. Alright, and that brings us up into this cargo bay, which I thought we must have been to before, but if we did, I can't believe that I didn't get all the prawn soup blueprints. So, unfortunately, because I scanned them all, they're not here anymore. But there were 2 prawn suits just hanging from here, and then there were 3 more across here, so that was all I needed to get all the blueprints. So if they have been here this whole time and I didn't get it, that was very silly of me, because I'm pretty sure we've been through here. But anyway, so the problem is,
picking up a faint black box signature originating on the other side of the hull breach in this room.
and I probably should have brought a fire extinguisher. I think there's one back there that I didn't pick up. But anyway, this is why I needed the propulsion cannon. And I stupidly didn't bring it. And I think the black box they're talking about is from the captain's cabin. I should be able to get through now. Alright, so this is the living quarters. Yes. I do need a fire extinguisher. Fire out. That was silly of me. Lots of water, which is excellent. Because even though that machine's fantastic, it doesn't quite keep up with your needs. So to get a little bit ahead with this extra water is fantastic. Although this isn't a little bit anymore, is it? It's heaps. So this is filtered water plus 20, plus 30, and the one you get from the large filtered water, which comes from the machine, is actually plus 50, so it's fantastic. Let's just drink a couple of them. Alright, I hope I don't have to go back just to get fire extinguisher, but I may have to. Which will be annoying to have to go back to just get that. Okay, so I can scan the bed. Not that I'm going to use it. Just check there's nothing else in here. Yeah, see, I need it to get into that room, which is annoying. I'm just hoping there's maybe one in here, otherwise I have to go back and get it. There's a battery. First aid kit. I mean, I could... Oh, okay, I don't need to go into that one, so that's no problem. To get into cabin 7, I will need to... I wonder if I can just charge through. Okay, apparently I can. Okay, PDA.
Integrating new PDA data.
Far out. I'll never need water again. I think that one's empty. Oh no. That wasn't empty though. Oh, it is empty right here. So I could use that. I don't really want to. Okay. Let's just have a look and see. Nope, that fire in the background really doesn't make it easy to see. Oh, the only other thing about 2 is it gave us some schematics for the alien containment facility, and it showed us... Oh, I forget where it is. It showed us the layout of the facility and gave us some instructions about, you know, the power, the layout, the control of it. And there was also another one. Oh, I forget. Oh, the alien facility locations. I don't know when we've got this one or how long we've had it for, but it kind of gives us a few places to go check out. So the disease research facility, which is 800 meters, it kind of tells us that it's in a cave system, right? Which I remember that one. And then there's a power facility, which is super far down, 1200 down. Volcanic activity. I think I remember that too. And then there's these other places, but it doesn't tell us where they are. So these are all these places we've got to go find as well, which will hopefully tell us a bit more about the story. Alright, so I'm going to run through the fire again. Wouldn't recommend. Might take a first aid kit because I've got them. Alright, so what we're really looking for is the captain's cabin, which I'm guessing might be cabin 1. And it's the only one that's got a lock on it, so I'm just checking that there's nothing here for me to get. Something just pop up for me to scan. Doesn't really matter. I could take this. You can actually take the posters. You can decorate your base. I'm not really worried about that or interested in that too much. Oh no, this is the captain's quarters. Why has this one got a lock on it then? I wonder what that one is. Cabin 1. Cabin 2 doesn't have a lock on it. Alright, so the captain's quarters. There's the lab access. What was it under? It was under... It was only a couple of minutes ago. I'm so stupid. Codes and clues. No, we're already under there. Wasn't alien data. Aurora survivors, right? Codes and clues. Oh, Captain's Quarter. Oh my goodness, I am so stupid. 2679. Okay. Okay. Alright. So, a few other things for me to pick up. PDA. Okay, that's... Okay, which... Where did it pop up? Surely it would be in one of these. Captain's log. Oh, because I'm already open. Okay, that was weird. Oh. It's playing a game. That's not very interesting or useful. Right, there's a little mini of the Aurora, which I could take to. This is more what I'm after, I think.
Integrating new PDA data.
There's another poster on the wall I could take. Ah, okay, the Neptune escape rocket. And this kind of then tells us where the end game is. So this is a blueprint. Takes off into account local gravity, piloted by AI. Launch platform, gantry, stage 1, stage 2, stage 3. Features 1-person life support, shielding, time capsule. Will not launch if local threats are detected. The use of alien materials to power the craft may increase its range in unpredictable ways. So basically what it's done is it gives us a way to get off the planet. That's what this is. So this is how we basically win the game, by getting off the planet, by building this. So we need to do all the steps. Forget if you have to find blueprints for it, or if this is it. I think it might be it. Let's have a look at the blueprints. It'll tell us. Actually, I'm not sure if it will tell us. Oh, here we go. Launch platform. So I can build this, and once we get to the platform, you can actually see all the different stages and the resources that it needs. So, won't be easy. We can probably do some of the first modules to start off with, but you'll have to have the end game resources to be able to do it. Alright, so... I really forget if you can get into this or how you can get into this. I'm sure you can. Wouldn't be there otherwise. But why it's locked? Why there's a code on it? Anyway, that might be something to come back to. Okay, anyway, that's all I really wanted to show people today. Just to catch you up on what I've been doing. I'll probably do this style of episode a bit more. Do some resource gathering. Get some builds ready to go. So that the series doesn't take forever. When I, get to a new biome or get to a new piece of story, I'll definitely record that so that people can keep up with that. But don't want people waiting forever to see all the parts of the series. I also don't want people's interest to wane. I know it's still holidays when I'm recording this, and the first video I put out for a while hasn't got many views, which is fine. But just want to do it in a time when people are going to be more interested and have more time to watch this. So I don't want to have 50 episodes, because I don't think I'm that interesting that people are going to watch every single one of those episodes. But for those of you that are watching the episodes and keep supporting me, thank you for that. Appreciate it. Hope you're enjoying. Hope this is something that interests you. And I'll keep putting it out for those people that are interested in that. Hope you're doing well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.